involved. It can't be squared with science. You do believe in some of the New Testament miracles, I mean, such as the virgin birth, and any others, I mean, raising Lazarus. Yes. Okay. Now, isn't there a kind of mismatch between your view of science as something that God doesn't interfere in, and that somehow he made it right in the first place? How do you reconcile that with what looked to some of us like sort of more like cheap conjuring tricks, and not the sort of grand creator that you've been portraying?
I think if you start with a picture of God outside messing around with the works, you are in danger of getting into the conjuring tricks model. I think, though, that there are certain moments when there is an opening in the world in which the underlying divine action comes through in a fresh way. Take the birth of Jesus. Here you have a long history of preparation for the coming of God in a new way. Here you have a particular life, that of Mary, opening itself up to the action of God in a certain way. And then something fresh happens, which is not, if you like, a suspension of the laws of nature, but nature itself opening up to its own depths. Something coming through. Now,
I'm not sure what that means. It sounds to me awfully like suspension.
Poetic language.
It's poetic language.
And I realise that there are ways of talking about that which do simply sound like God interrupting things.
I mean, I, of course, love poetic language, but there does come a time when you worry that people are going to misunderstand it as...
Or that it's a way of wriggling out of hard questions.
Well, I mean, it's one thing to say in some poetic way it was sort of right that Jesus should have been born of a virgin, but when you say, I actually believe it happened, that's a statement of fact. That's a statement of scientific fact. It happened.
True or not, yes.
It's true or not, and I don't think you can really wriggle out of that by doing some poetry, but much as I love poetry.